Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Bondage. This is a black web series created, directed, produced, and everything else by Mr. Carlton T. Clay. As I have before, I left the links down in my description of where you can find his page on YouTube and where you can actually watch the shows that are under his belt. But I do appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. And if you will, please support by liking this video. And also, subscribe to this channel if you are new to this channel. Or if you've just been walking by in the bushes somewhere. Now come into the light, Caroline. And give this support to this channel. And you can leave your comments below. Let's get into this episode. Alright, so episode 2 is entitled Bodies and Skeletons. We start off with Tanya. She goes and visits Rodney, the one that was so mysterious during season 1. And basically, she tells him, "You're not getting out of jail." And Rodney's like, "And what are you going to do about it?" And she said, "I know where the bodies are buried, and the skeletons are hidden. Try me, ninja." I'm paraphrasing, just to add more interest to the story. After she makes this threat, now Rodney says that she wins. And then he asks Rodney, how is Chaz doing? Obviously, it seems like he's making indication that he knows that Chaz is gone. This was her girlfriend in season 1. That frustrates her, and she gets up and leaves. All right, so Anita. She calls Bond, as we concluded in the last episode, as to what was going on. And Bond says, "What do you want?" Anita says, "You." I have some thoughts about that, but I'll wait till later on in the season because there's a lot of stuff going on in Anita as to what's going on with this obsession. Now that the story has layers and layers and layers, and the plot thickens, as that old term is. But I'll wait a little while. And basically, she says, "I will tell Jackie what's going on." And she makes a demand. "When I want the D, you will give me the D, or I will tell Jackie." And Bond said, "What about your husband?" And she said, "IDGAF about him. He ain't a part of this equation. And I'm willing to risk it all." Are you? Basically, are you willing for me to expose your secret? It's like, Lord, this lady. Now, I'm going to tell you this much. I think her name, the actress that plays Anita, I'm going to get it next time. But how the season progresses, all I'm going to say is she's doing her job. Because when I look, because I follow her on IG, when I look at her on IG, Instagram, my eyes instantly roll. Not at the actress, but I just remember Miss Anita and her being so trifling. So you really are playing it if I am annoyed by you by just seeing your picture on Instagram. So congratulations. So after they have that conversation, Anita walks off out of the room, but then we see Winston come out from out of the bushes, it looks like, and comes into the room that Anita was in. So it's like, so did you hear what she said? What's going on? I don't know, but we'll get into it. So Jackie comes back into the room and asks, "Is everything okay with you?" And that was kind of the end of the scene. The next scene, Bond is jogging on the beach, and Ren calls. Ren says, "Do you want some work?" And Bond says, "Who's the client?" So he goes to this hotel, and this guy answered the door. And Bond was like, whoa, we're not doing this. I'm not into that. And it was basically this other woman that he's had as a client before, saying, relax, he's with me, da-da-da-da-da. All right, so the next scene is Ace. He's having sex and also sniffing coke, as the typical thing as to what he does. Tanya knocks on the door and disrupting everything that Ace got going on. And so she comes in after Ace is being annoyed about everything, and she says that I took care of our problem, but there's one more thing that I have to do to ensure that he stays locked up. And Ace was like, "Do what you gotta do." Um, and then Ace was like, as you can see, I have to get back to handling business, unless you want to join. And in a nutshell, Tanya says no thanks, but she says some other things that were kind of shady towards him. But anyways, she says no thanks to you, but then she looks at the girl and says, if you need someone to make you wet, come see me. I said, Lord. Because the woman was like already up and ready and wanting Tanya to join, but she has no interest in Ace. But whatever. So Bond, we get back to his story. It's a husband and wife team, and the husband likes to see his wife have sex with other men. And while that is going on, he is taking care of himself, if you read between the lines. But Bond is kind of like, this is creepy, but of course he's gonna get that money. So Ren's mom, who is the madam over this whole escorting business, she gets a call, and she asks for the passcode. As in in other episodes, that's what you have to do when you call into the business line. And we find out it's the what's her name from last episode, the one that's missing that we know is dead. Well, yeah, that Ace killed. It's his husband. And the husband asks, who is this? And the mom said, look, I need to have a passcode. I'm not answering any questions for you. So then the husband ends up hanging up. So that same worker that was asking all these questions to Ren, that said, don't be asking questions, don't be thinking, he comes in and turns in his money from the day. Mom counts it, and then she questions, why is there so much money here? He says, Ren said to charge them. And then he's rattling off at the mouth. She takes out this gun and shoots him in the head and kills him. Ren hears a noise, and he comes in, and the mom starts questioning him. Are you charging these people? Blah, 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 blah. And then Ren was like, no, ma'am. Ren got quite scared. Then mom threatens him. She says, if I find out that you're doing all this extra stuff, I am going to deal with you. Meaning that I'm going to kill you. Even your own seed. That's crazy. Winston, Anita, and David. All right, David is Helena's husband. Anita comes to Winston's office, and Winston asks her how she's doing, and she says, I'm in a better mood because I know everything is going to go my way. Meaning, her deal that she has with Bond. So David, Helena's husband, comes in and asks, where is Helena? And he mentions the card for the escort service, and Anita's putting two and two together in her brain. She's not letting anyone else know, but she's saying, I'm sure she's okay. You guys had a little fight. She may have just went away for a couple of days to the spa or whatever. She's going to show up. David offers his support and all that good stuff. He thinks that everything is fine. So once David leaves, Anita says, I got to go right now. So she runs outside, like in this duress, like she believes that something happened to Helena at that point. All right, so Jackie, she's out and about. I think she's sitting somewhere, looks like in the city town circle someplace, and runs into this man named Ashton. And Jackie said, well, what have you been doing back in town? And he said he came back because of his job. And then Ashton asked for, you want to go out to dinner? And Jackie said no. We found out that Ashton is an old boyfriend of Jackie's. And the reason Jackie said no, she says that I'm with someone. But then Ashton's going to say, lucky him. And then Jackie said, no, I'm the lucky one. Are you sure, Jackie? Because wait till you find out what's cooking behind the scenes. And then Jackie goes a little bit off on Ashton, just saying, you walked out of my life. So obviously something happened in the past that we'll get into in a later episode that lets us know the dysfunction of the relationship has something to do with Ashton. All right, so Winston and Bond. They talk a little bit. Winston wants Bond's help to try to help repair the relationship between Anita and Jackie. And also he shares the news that his mom's cancer is spreading. She went from stage 3 to 4. But he says that he might be able to help. And he's got this experimental drug. And Bond was right away, okay, so what do we need to do to make this happen? And Winston says that this drug is very costly. Now, to me, this man is willing to experiment on your mom with the drug. We don't even know if it's going to work or whatnot. Hopefully it does. But hey, look, now you got to fork over more money, and it looks like Bond is getting deeper and deeper into debt. So Tanya, she goes and visits that lawyer that's been talking to her from last episode and last season, or at the end of last season. And she says, Rodney does not want parole. And guess what? You're going to quit his case. And the lawyer was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So basically, she hands these files and threatens, like, I got all these copies here, and I'll be able to ruin your career. We don't know exactly what was in those files, because after he leaves, he's obviously pissed and all that good stuff. Bond and mom. So Bond goes to visit his mom, and she's sitting there kind of weak. Not kind of weak. She is weak. I was trying to think of some other words, but she's there, and Bond comes in, and she says, I thought you were the heavenly angels coming to take me away. And Bond was like, don't say that. And mom says, I'm tired. Look, I'm going to say this much from experience. When someone who's at a stage where probably close to death says, I'm tired, believe them. I know a lot of people that will kind of force that loved one to stick around, to muster up more strength to hang around, when really it's just time for them to just let them go. And I'm just saying this because when I hear I'm tired is indication her time is up. I know a lot of people can't accept that, and they call on Jesus, call on God, and all that good stuff, and really you're just prolonging the inevitable. So Bond says, no, we're going to move forward with the surgery and the drug. And Mama's like, where are you getting all this money? And Bond said, don't worry about it. And Mom was like, she needs to know. No, Bond says this. She needs to know. Mom says that you will not bother her. And Bond says, no, it's getting quite serious right now. I think that you should let her know what's going on. And basically she says, Maurice Anthony Bond, I think is his name, full name, government name, you will obey me. You know them old generational folk. Do as I say. And that's just it. It don't matter how crazy it actually is. So, at least in front of her face, he says, yes, ma'am. Bond ends up calling Ren after he leaves his mom and asking to borrow some money. And Ren was like, oof, I'll see what I can do. And Bond calls another phone that we see sitting over there. And we find out it's the woman that's been sleeping with Ren. Her name is Roxanne. Bond leaves a message for Roxanne, and it's about mom. So Roxanne and Bond are sisters, or brother and sister, siblings. We find out that Roxanne dropped out of college, but she didn't want to speak to Bond, so she let the call go to voicemail. And she's also staying with Ren, keeping the secret. So this is a house full of secrets. Mom got a secret, Bond got a secret, Roxanne got a secret. If you're going to keep the tally up about this whole situation in this family. And Roxanne reminded Ren, you know, as he's like, don't you think you need to talk to him? He's like, no. And you said that you would help me keep my secret. The next scene, Bond goes home and he turns on the television. And there's breaking news. He ends up going to wake up Ace to saying that you need to watch. And it's David, Helena's husband. They're on the search for Helena. And then we get this flashback of Ren, Bond, and Ace. They buried Helena's body. So obviously we're cooking here, and we're going to see what happens. I think that there are 6 episodes in this season. This is only episode 2, so I'm enjoying myself, and hopefully you are. Hopefully you are supporting Mr. Carlton Clay and all of his shows. I do have some favorites. I'm not going to tell you which one to pick, but I need you to go on and start supporting and watching his shows. They are good cinema. They're good, rich of drama, summer comedies, and all that good stuff. I appreciate everyone again for coming to my channel. Please like this video and also subscribe to this channel. And leave your thoughts about this episode. And until the next one, peace.